recently read a quote that said, some people worry because they are in debt. Others worry because they can't even get access to loans. So today we'll be answering this question for both sides. Welcome to Centenary Podcast. I'm excited to be back here to speak about finances, speak about banking, and above all, to help you understand why you should always choose the right banking options. Once again, I'm your host, Sandrah Twinoburyo, and today we'll be, speaking loan management. Our topic today is loan management targeting the micro customers. Now, there's so many questions in this topic, in our theme today. But the bigger question for you who's watching this, and you're probably thinking, should I continue? Should I stay? Should I just give up on watching this? You need it. So do not move a muscle. Today, our guest is Mr. Abdul Kyanika Nsibambi, and he is the manager housing business. He is the right person to give us all the info, the ins and outs of getting a loan, how to finance it, and every single detail that you may need as a business. Do remember, at any given point, you may actually need to get yourself a loan. Now, this is a topic that not so many people are really excited, to talk about. You won't mostly hear people say, I got a loan. Why? Because they have some, the things that they're scared about. But today we're going to break down all the things, the do's and the don'ts when you're trying to get access to a loan. So thank you so much for joining us once again, and I hope that this podcast will help you understand more about banking options, servicing your loans, and it will help you to really sleep better today. So welcome, and do allow me to invite our guest today, Mr. Abdul Kyanika Nsibambi.
Oh, thank you, Sandra, and thank you for choosing Centenary Bank to talk about this topic, because it's the right bank to talk about this topic, because it's a microfinance bank and also one of the biggest banks in the country, which shows that really small clients are bankable. I've been in the banking for the last, 23 years now, and I entered in the bank to lend to small borrowers, farmers, handy-hold farmers, whom you think cannot even pay. They don't have collateral, and basically they don't have books of accounts. But the bank thought that these guys are the backbone of the country and they need to access credit, because we know for people to boost their business, they need some time to access capital. Some people are tied in the vicious cycle of poverty because they don't have access to finance. So I've seen the bank growing by lending to farmers, smallholder farmers in the villages. Some people call them peasants. Always the elite have good name they give these people. They call them peasants and what? Yet they are the backbone of this country. So I see now Centenary has grown to be one of the biggest banks in the country in terms of branch network, agent network, because it looks out for those small clients, the low-income clients, who sometimes people thought are not bankable. And because of that, wherever they go, they will find these customers because they are everywhere. So you have the right person to talk to you, because I've worked with those guys whom they thought they cannot access loans. But as we talk right now, we have the biggest portfolio as far as agriculture is concerned, and most banks have followed suit.
You already mentioned it, that the notion is for, those people on the grassroots, and you've mentioned about farmers, but who else qualifies to be a micro customer?
Farmers are one of them, but we see these mama mboga, these guys who are selling things on the roads, in the markets. These are the guys we are talking about, guys having small retail shops on roadsides. The hawkers, you see, as long as they hold valid documents to do their work. These are the guys we are looking at, and these are the guys, by the way, who are running this country, because they employ most of the people in not only in Uganda but the whole world, small businesses, because you find that Uganda has got a lot of small entrepreneurs. We are the most entrepreneurial country, but the problem is lack of access to the necessary services like finance. And that's where we come in to say, this lady who is struggling in the market, on the roadside, how can we help her to pull her from there to go to another level? And we have seen this happening throughout our time. You see now we have SMEs which have come from these party traders. They have started with 100,000, 200,000, 500,000. They go on graduating. And as they graduate, they get more knowledge, more experience in what they are doing, and now they are one of our biggest customers in the bank. And because they have gone through those ranks, they become more reliable and more, they are bigger, and they can grow their business even much bigger.
So anyone that has a small business qualifies to be a micro customer for Centenary Bank loans.
Yes, we always look at, we say we provide microfinance services, but in a legal way. Yes. These businesses should be legal. We don't want finance people who are dealing in illegal business, say smuggling, for example. No, we will not give you the money. We want these guys who are doing legal business. They have trading licenses. They are paying market dues. We don't want to look at trading licenses as long as they are authorized by government.
Let us talk about the myth, the negative narratives around getting loans. I'm sure if you stepped out right now, or if we were to ask all our colleagues in this room, they would not be very comfortable, to walk into a room and actually say, oh yeah, I started my business on a loan, or I want a loan. Why? Why is it like that?
I think for us, the microfinance experts talk about financing, we don't talk, say, loans. We talk about appropriate. If you look at our mission, we say we give appropriate financial services. But if I talk to anybody, for example, Mama Mboga in the market, and I say, oh, you are having your working capital, now you can buy only 2 sacks maybe of maize. Would you like to have 5 bags? Say, no, my customers normally come here and the things are done. So we look at their needs, we look at the benefits, we look at what do they need to go to another level. A loan in itself is not the end to the means, but it's just the means to the end. So we normally start with what do they want the money for to get where they want to go. So that's why we say when we are marketing, we don't say we give loans. No, we say we give appropriate financial services.
So number one, as a small business owner, you should be in the know of where you want to get.
Exactly.
So that you're better helped.
Exactly.
With finances that can take you there.
Exactly.
What else should they know?
Yeah, the kind of borrowing they need. Like you said, your purpose describes the type of loan you need, and how should it be structured, and what is the interest rate, for example, and does it make business sense to you? Because by the time and that's why we always say banks are not good or bad, and sometimes telling the truth of exactly why you need this money, you get, so that I give you the right product. The bank has quite a number of products in the bank. Someone in agriculture cannot get a trade loan, because agriculture needs a grace period, because it takes some time for your crops to mature. So if I give you a loan which is not fit into your purpose, most likely you are going to default, because we have not structured your financing very well. Exactly. So as a borrower, first you must understand your business so well, and then you must get to know what is financial solution do I need. Sometimes people talk about loans. Sometimes you don't need a loan. For example, you need a paying service. You need a trade finance facility. Sometimes you need an overdraft. All these are financial solutions. So, but normally when people say, I need a loan, no. It's just your purpose which will describe exactly what you need to get what you want. Sometimes you just need a lease. Maybe I'm in a factory, I'm dealing in production, I need some kind of machinery, and I just get a lease, I lease a machinery to produce. That's not a loan. So it should be your need describes the solution you need. That's why I say I insist on a financial solution.
Great. Now, let us speak to Centenary Bank directly. What are the different microloans that you provide your micro customers?
We have quite a number of micro solutions. Yeah, we look, mostly when we started lending, we believed the small people in business didn't have a bank which understood them. Most of the banks before were foreign banks, and they didn't understand our customers because they didn't have quite the requirements which they wanted. They wanted business proposals, they wanted maybe collateral of land titles, and most of our clients didn't have that. So that's why we came into the picture. So we are looking at these guys who are having an income. They are poor or low income earners, but they are active people. They are earning. They are doing something which brings in money. And we said like before, it's a Lego business. So we are looking at such people. Are they in agriculture? Are they in trade and commerce? Are they in services providing like we are here? Those are the guys we are looking out for to support, to get to another level. Yes.
Now let's speak requirements in detail. What requirements should this, once you've discovered where you want to go, once you've discovered your purpose, once you've discovered the type of loan you're getting from Centenary Bank, for example, yes, what requirements should you then start, putting together?
I should say that now you have already described the requirement. The requirement is having somebody who has an income. Because to go to the bank to get some service or a financial or a loan, there must be capacity to pay. That's what we are looking out for. If Sandrah gets this money, can she pay it back? Because we're not money lenders. We don't want to grab your assets. We want you to grow with us. So the first requirement is that you have a money generating income. Do you know how to do it? Do you have experience in it? The rest is just to formalize. Like we will tell you that to work with us, you need also to open an account with us. Yeah, and opening an account is very simple.
So money has to be deposited on that account.
Exactly, but the account is also a tool to manage your finances. You need to know how to manage your money, to keep your money, because the account does not only act for loan, it's yours. People pay you through your account. Wherever you go, you will need a bank statement. You need to track your incomes, your expenses. The account works very well for you. And now we've gone to digital. You can always transact at the comfort of your office using your account. So the account is like a tool or a medium to transact through us. So, and savings, because before you borrow, you must learn how to save. So this account is also a tool for you to save money. You must know that if you have money in your wallet like this, it is easy to spend.
Absolutely.
If a guy comes around Sandrah, I say, Sandrah, today is Friday and things are not good. Can you toss me like 10K? If it's in your wallet, you toss it very quickly. But if it's in your account, you think twice before you get that money. So
also the journey to pick the money.
Exactly. So for us, we want those clients who are empowered, who know how to manage their finances. So that's why you have that account. And secondly, to track your income. That's why we ask, are you banking? Do you have any kind of savings? Because it's another way to see your capacity to pay. Because we can track your expenses, we can track your income, we can track your transactions. So the account is more than just getting a loan. It is financial management tool. So after that, you have an account with us, and I already told you the purpose of the account. We see now you are bankable. Now we will assess you. We will visit your business to assess you. Then we ask for documents about the business. Like I told you, it must be a legal business. So you may have either a trading license. You must maybe paying some dues. You must be paying some taxes. So there must be a way to see that your business works. The other thing is basically we give financial cards. This is a Bank of Uganda requirements. We have the Credit Reference Bureau where you need a financial card, and we shouldn't say it's a requirement because we're the one who make it for you. Within 1 hour, you've already got it. And that is just to see your credit history. Do you have any debts somewhere else? Are you paying well? And this Credit Refinance Bureau is going to be expanded to include even utility bills. Are you paying? Well, even mobile money very soon is going to be there. So we make for you a credit card. And once we have that, sometimes we ask for collateral. Collateral, sometimes people think it's a land title. No. It is something which can, for us microfinance, we think that something which can make somebody pay you. Like, something that is really it has an incentive value to you. Like a house? Like Sandrah, when I say I've taken your phone as collateral, oh my God. Sandrah, if I say, Sandrah, I've not paid, give me your phone. Wow, you can make 100 telephone calls. So we take chattels, basically. Chattels are those are movable items, like household items, like cars, vehicles, motorcycles. We can take unregistered land. We can take stalls in the markets. So that is the flexibility in our collateral to an extent that it's not a limitation. It's just we look at you and say, what does this customer value so much? And we take it as a collateral. If someone's a motorcycle is dealing in borders and you take his bike, you know what happens. Exactly. So collateral is normally not a very big problem. So as long as someone has a good source of income, we talked about a valid business, legal business to operate, that guy is bankable. The rest we can always pan a bit around. Yes.
There's that category of people that is worried because they're in debt. And then there are those that are worried because they can't even get access to that. And you've given us all these requirements. From your experience, I see you've gone through the ranks. What is hindering people that really want to get access to this financing, not to get it?
People are not aware. People don't know where to go. And sometimes they have ended up going for really bad loans or bad borrowings. You see money lenders are taking the shore because people can get this money very easily. So they resort to going to these places where they think they'll get money easily. And of course, you've already seen what happens to that situation. You saw last time what happened when someone went and shot somebody because of this bad borrowing. So not knowing where the solutions are, not having knowledge about the financial products in the market is also key, because the moment you don't know how the market operates, you not make the right decisions. Like Sandrah, you are a salary earner, you would like to know which bank or what microfinance gives the best salary loan, what interest rate, what period. You need to know that. So these programs, we really welcome them a lot. That's why you see we come here to increase awareness and information, because information is power. Once we have that, then people will be ready to make the right solutions. Some people hear from friends that it's very hard to get a loan from the bank. Yet the friend also is getting a loan from the bank and he lends him money. Yes. But because he doesn't have direct touch with the bank, then he will fear. And that's why the bank is trying to say we are increasing our branch network. We told you about the 80 branches. We are going through agents. We want to increase accessibility. We are on phone now. So that's increasing awareness.
So we've talked about the type of loan that you need as a small business, all the requirements that you need to actually get this loan. But there is the key word when we talk about loans called, I should say the guarantor, the guarantee. So we want to demystify that term. What does it mean when we talk about loans? What does it actually mean? And what is their role in the whole process?
It is what we call personal guarantors. Personal guarantors, I go somewhere to borrow, like if Sandrah, you want to get money from me, I don't know you very well, we have just met, met here, and I want somebody who knows Sandrah very well, who say, no, Sandrah, I know her, she's a very good lady, in fact, she has borrowed from me and she has paid. And Michael said, yes, I know Sandrah, she will pay your loan very well. Then I say, okay, Michael, if you are very sure about Sandrah, can you really be her seconder? So he becomes your personal guarantor. He's not saying that he's going to pay your loan. No, he knows you very well, and because of that, he's sure that you are going to pay my loan. So he says, no, I know Sandrah very well. If he gives her word, she will pay. So because of Michael's, knowing you and knowing your character, because lending is about character. To understand people's character, you must know their friends, isn't it? Sure. They say what in English? If you want to know how Sandrah is, you must just know her friends. Exactly. So these personal guarantors help us, because in most times these clients, when they come to us, sometimes they are strangers to us. We don't know them very well. They are known in their local communities. They are known in their workplaces. So we get people who know them to second them. So those are the people we call the personal guarantors.
So who qualifies to be a personal guarantor?
Or that the personal guarantor should have an attachment to the borrower.
Oh, I see. So I have to use Michael closely.
Exactly. Why do we? Because Sandrah, if you find a stranger and the stranger guarantees you, if Sandrah, you default, the stranger is not concerned whether you are imprisoned or what. But if Michael is your friend and we tell him, Sandrah, things are bad for Sandrah. In fact, we are going to arrest her. She will say, no. What's wrong with Sandrah? Sandrah, let me stand in for you. I know your things. When things are okay, of course, you are going to make things even. So this person should be related to the borrower, either as a friend or a relative, that close touch. And he knows that person so well. So that is one of the qualifications. You can't guarantee somebody you don't know.
Are there some mistakes that you think most guarantors are doing?
Yeah, there are mistakes, because sometimes you must, before you sign any form or you commit yourself, you must know your terms of commitment. Read that form very well. Sometimes you just, after all, you have the money, you will pay them. But if someone understands the reason or his requirements as a guarantor, his role as a guarantor, because after you guarantee somebody, you don't just walk away.
Do you also have to follow it up?
Exactly.
Follow it up to see
exactly.
This person.
You should even call the bank and say, oh, I guaranteed Michael. Is Michael paying his loan very well? Because you are like a guarantee, a security to Michael.
Yes.
And you are following up to see that your commitment you gave to the bank, someone is not abusing it.
So what happens if, for example, client A asked guarantor B to step in and client A refuses to pay or fails to pay? What happens to guarantor B?
The guarantor should be a person of integrity. He should be either an employee somewhere. He should be earning some money, either through a salary or the business. He should be someone of good character. He's an opinion leader. Somebody, because we think that such people are always very careful about their word. They fear their status. Because of their status in the community, they don't want to make a recommendation for a bad person. So that's very key. And capacity to pay is like when the person they have guaranteed fail to pay, they can come in and help that person to pay, because that person may have a genuine reason. You get it? And also the other purpose is to let us know if anything happens to Sandrah. Because Sandrah, there are many reasons why people fail to pay. You can fall sick and you can't even come to the bank. So this guarantor of yours, if he's your friend, he will tell us, oh, Sandrah has not made even of her payment because she's sick, or she lost a relative, or she's not in the country, but she has called me. Like we have diaspora clients, and sometimes we can't reach them, but they have somebody who guaranteed them. They give us information and tell us, no, Sandrah is unreachable. She maybe is in Arizona and this is happening. But I'm sure when I get in touch with her, she's going to pay that money. So that is very key. And not always that when you inform the bank, then you pay. It depends on the reason of default. God forbid, if I've passed away and you guaranteed me, you'd be the first to, no, you guys. In fact, Abdul got this loan, but he passed away. God forbid, I shouldn't pass away after this discussion. but then the bank will say, oh, that is too bad. And now these loans are insured. Then you say, okay, no worry. Just give us this documentation so that the insurance can offset that loan. So you see, they are not going to pay because the loan is what? Is insured. Someone lost his job or her job, or he has been restructured. We need a guarantor to tell us, and then the insurance pays. You've seen so many fires going on in Kampala, yes, in markets, or Owino market. Yeah. And once we know what has happened to your business, we trigger the necessary risk mitigator. We reschedule the loan. We restructure. You saw COVID coming in here. So many people, their businesses collapsed. Others passed away. How many people do you see us chasing on the streets for COVID? We are also hidden, but people have paid because we are able to start a solution. So it's not that, yeah. So it's not like always when there's default, there's arrest, there is liquidating people's securities. That is always the last option.
Always the last option.
And when is it triggered? When there is deliberate actions to cause default. And when is that? When funds are diverted from them. When we come there, Sandrah, you told us you are going to buy a car, and we reach there and you didn't buy a car. That's deliberate action to default. You get it? If you channeled money away from the business, that's deliberate action.
So I think that's very important. And yes, I think you could, again, stress it really much more for our viewers. If I get it right, or if I got it right, if you get a loan to fund your business, you should actually deposit it,
exactly,
put it in your business.
Exactly. In fact,
do not divert it.
In fact, Sandrah, most of the times where I've been default, it's been a mistake of the borrower. Either if they file on, they misbehave and abscond from the job and then they can't pay, or when they get loans like salary earners, you find them like he has bought a motorcycle and is no longer going to work, or they divert money. So in every time, or they go into a new venture, complete a new venture, which they don't know. But because they have got amount, a lump sum amount, they get so many crazy ideas. So in most cases, where there have been default, there have been mistakes by the borrowers. By where borrowers borrow money and put it to the main purpose, which they know very well, if any default happens, it is manageable. Like you saw when COVID came, no banks were running after clients because they knew the problem. And right now, as we talk, most people have been able to pay their loans.
Well, now we've spoken about the mistakes that personal guarantors make. As a person who's looking for their own, what are the mistakes that they should avoid? Because, you can get someone and the person calls the bank and says that one doesn't pay, So what are those considerations that you put in place on the other side as you choose a personal guarantor?
Like I told you about the people we choose to be your guarantor. Is somebody your friend? Does he feel for you? If you're in problems, can that person help you? Is he somebody, your businessman? Because if some people who are colleagues who are doing business together, even you find in the market, this guy is in Ichukubo, he can get 5 million from the neighbor. So this person should be a person valuable to you, and also who will value your privacy. There are people where you borrow and after you tell, you see Abdul moving around in that good car. He just borrowed the money from Centenary Bank. Yes. So should be people of integrity, people with capacity, and people who can even advise you sometimes. Good character, good status in the community. Because so the bank, like I told you, if you tell me about your friends, I'll tell you about who you are. If you bring someone who is so doubtable to guarantee you, then you will say, Sandrah, what type of friends does Sandrah have? And Sandrah, you may miss out on a good facility. So bring a good personal guarantor who will be, reliable, and the bank can say, no, if he has brought that person, we can even close our eyes and give the loan because that guy is a good person. Like if you bring, for example, Chirumira, is one of the members of that group. People say, if Chirumira has guaranteed, then that one should be given a loan. Yes. Because
they'll definitely pay back.
Exactly.
Great. How do we, if you were to speak to them directly, the tips on how to manage the loan? Because now they've gotten the loan, everything is okay. How do you then manage your loan?
You should have a good purpose why you should go to the bank. Don't go to the bank to try it or say what, because you'll get the money and you don't know how to use it. So it's very important before you go to the bank, you know your business, you know what you want the loan for. Don't go to the bank when you are starting something new, because you don't have experience in that thing. You don't know the dynamics in that business. It's good to go and do something you have experience in, you have passion in, where you know you work very hard to see that you recover that money. Think about the bank money as your own money, because you know if you put your own money somewhere, you must know it is going to come back, because we are partners in your business. We are just partners. So we must see that as partners, this thing works. Because for us, we benefit a lot when a customer succeeds. And then don't divert money from the purpose intended to. And that's the major reason why people fail to pay. They divert money from the things they know and they go to something else. Because if you say you are going to working capital, then you divert it in buying land. Land is a fixed asset. It needs long-term financing. We have given you short-term financing. That is liquidity mismatch. So you are making mistakes along the way. So it's very important that don't divert money and keep close contact with the borrower. Whenever you get any problem, come to us and tell us what is happening, because we may come up with a solution. We may advise you. Like you see, we have people experiencing in business management. We do financial literacy. Sometimes we train even our borrowers. So those are very good tips on managing debt, and you should know where to go for debt. I see people jumping to money lenders where you see the interests are astronomical, because interest is paid by profit. If the interest is above even your profit, how are you going to break even? You are not going to break even. So always match the interest with revenue from your business, the profitability, the profit margin, and keep books. The biggest problem we have with our business, they don't keep books of accounts. They normally think these are for the bank. No, these are for you to know the transactions, how they are going on, to know the costs and the expenses in your business, so that you make rational decisions. So let's keep books of accounts. If we don't know, we can have people who can come in once in a while and audit our books of accounts. But that is also very, very key.
Normally, when we are talking about someone getting a loan, the bigger concern is, will I be able to service it? Will I be able to pay back? Or it's going to be an ongoing, conflict between me and the bank. So what really happens, or what should one do when they find challenges in servicing their loans?
Yeah, thank you so much. If you take your bank as a partner, always when you have a problem, you run to a partner.
Yes.
So come to the bank and tell us of what is happening. Because if something is out of your control, then why do you fear to come? Like COVID, you said. Who has ever seen COVID? Even some of our people who went away before us, if you said there is this COVID, they said, don't talk about that. Big cities like New York, Paris were closed. So the first thing, go to your bank and tell them the reason for default. After that, discuss on how you can get out of that problem, so that we can come up with a new either payment schedule. We can hold on, we can reduce. If your cash flows have reduced, can we restructure the payment so that you be affordable? Can we reschedule? Can we give you a future payment plan? You get it? Always when you are a genuine customer, there's a way out of that problem. If it is a calamity, we are insured. If like you're a farmer, your floods have washed away your crops, the insurance is there. We just say, give us this and that, and then the insurance pays. Sometimes people run away for things which are already insured. So always, whatever magnitude you have, whatever problem you have, run to your bank, and they should be the first to know. Don't run away. Running away, if Sandrah, you borrowed money and you ran away from me, what would I think? I would hunt for you down.
Sure.
But if you come to me, Sandrah, I will even feel sorry and say, Sandrah, just wait. I know these things happen. When you get money, you will pay. So that's how I say, let people take a bank as a partner. Then they will not have any problem.
Is that the only thing one should do if they're facing challenges servicing their loan? Or is there something else that they should consider doing?
Yeah,
because after you tell the bank, the bank will probably, maybe you can take us through the options. It will say, let's wait, let us give it time. Or it will say, we need to find a way, either get your guarantor to pay, or take away your collateral, or, I mean, the options could be quite limited. If maybe I could educate me better.
No,
but what
normally when people have problems, they have solutions. Because
the bank?
Not the client. Because they know there are things they are doing. If someone is a farmer and he has a bad season, he knows the next season is going to be okay. If he's a trader, he knows he's stuck here, but after this time, these things will normalize. If they have increased taxes, you may sometimes even refinance. Because you may think that, oh, I underestimated, the taxes have increased. We refinance sometimes. You're building, you underestimated the cost, and it's not complete. And we know that if you're building... So
before you pay even the previous loan, you can actually go back and get more money.
Exactly. That's what you heard about refinancing. We do refinance. Because if we don't refinance and you fail to reach where you want, we are all going to have problems. Because this is so expensive for the bank to recover forcefully. Because we have to involve a lot, of course, following you up. For example, the partnership is strained. We want to keep you in the bank, but now when that happens, we have to engage auctioneers and also our reputation in the market is not good. Imagine if people heard that Centenary is selling properties for all their borrowers who would like to come to us. Nobody. Yes. So there is always, and we know there's what we call the mortgage law. We take time to liquidate people's assets. It will take like almost more than 90 days. We give you notices. That is required by law until the worst is the worst, and that's when we liquidate. And when it's even time for liquidate, we negotiate with you because we can tell you, okay, things have failed. Can you sell the property yourself? Because when you sell it yourself, you are likely to get a big amount of money, and you only offset what you owe us.
The fear of getting a loan is just in the head. If you get the right documents right, if you get your company or your small business together, then you know the exact loan you want, then you can get the right loan and actually be able to scale up your business. Would you say, as we conclude this conversation, that loans are a necessary evil, and that whether we like it or not, they are usually, if you don't have capital at hand at that moment, they are the easiest way for one to be able to scale and grow their business?
Yeah, I would say that all of us need a push in our lives.
True.
And all of us will live on loans. There's some, like I'm a salary earner. My first land plot I bought, I got a loan. My house, I got a loan. And because of that, I'm living well and I'm more productive. That's why you see developed countries, they have very good access to mortgage, to lease, low interest rate loans. Even students get loans to study. So it's necessary for our businesses to thrive. Because at one time, you need a push. You know your things, you know how to do it right, and you need that small push. Mama Mboga, a lady in the market, knows her business. She has customers.
I'm really going to go to the market and look for Mama Mboga.
Exactly. She has customers. We really, banks, we are looking out for investors. You know, investors have the eye for business. Yes. And once you give them what they need, they will make you a lot of money. True. So we are looking out for those investors who just need a push to get to the next level. And I'm telling you, there are many guys out there who need that push.
All right, now I would like you to speak to our viewers directly. If there is a farmer or probably a small business owner that has been thinking about how to scale their business, and they're actually thinking, oh, I should get a loan, but they're not sure which bank they should go to. Why should it be Centenary Bank?
Yeah, thank you so much, Sandrah. As Centenary Bank, we have grown big. And it's because we are looking out for clients, the low-income earners, the farmers, the petty traders, the border. And because of that, we have grown this big. That means that we are able to handle small borrowers. That means we are able, we have the right financial products. Let people come to Centenary. We have grown big, but we have not forgotten where we have come from. And we have acquired a lot of experience in handling the low-income earners, in handling Ugandans. So I request all those people who need boosting their business to come to Centenary Bank, because even if we are a big bank, we have remained true to our mission of handling clients at the lower end of the pyramid, the low-income earners.
And they shouldn't be scared to
Exactly.
actually approach them.
We are here to advise them, and we have the right product.
He's been very deliberate on helping us understand what it means to get a loan, what type of loan, and all the requirements that you actually need to get this loan that will scale up your business. Like he mentioned, all of us at a given point, we actually need a push, and we shouldn't be scared to actually look for that push. So I really hope that Centenary Live podcast has been very beneficial for you. Do not worry, do not shy away about getting access to a loan. But of course, think about Centenary Bank, because it has all the right banking options and you can approach them anytime. I think we do have, you did mention we have 80, right? 80 branches in countrywide. Pretty sure you can find a branch in your home area, or else follow them on their social media platforms. But this conversation is not stopping here. In the comment section on our YouTube pages, on our Twitter pages, you should be right there to drop a comment here and there and understand more about how to manage your loans, and Centenary Bank will be right there to answer all those questions. So thank you once again for joining us. We hope to be back to speak more about finances, speak more about banking options, and we'll be taking it step by step until we get it right. Thank you all for joining us. I've been your host, Sandrah Twinoburyo.